Okay, hello. Today is going to be a bit shorter of a stream because, whoops, that's not what I want to move. Because I started late, and at some point I got to get dinner. But today's going to be a bit shorter of a stream. I'm going to do some final details on these guys because I'm getting to a point where I got to stop. You know what I mean? And then I'm just going to go ahead and start hitting them all with a dirty wash. So, let's see how that goes for us today. Let's see, let's look at the armature bit. Looks like I need to go ahead and make some of the bits on his face more of a brown. And looks like I got some brown, I got some metallic color, and I've got some green. And then I've got to go ahead and hit his eyes, all of which are incredibly doable in a short period of time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hey, Pilkey, good to see you. I'm still dealing with a little bit of the medication woes, but I've gotten more of this guy done. I've gotten his wash, or his trim, up to a level that I am deeming, oh, you can't even see that, I'm deeming adequate. And then he's going to get a wash, and then he's going to get a highlight, and then hopefully this one will be done. Until I, snip off the arms and remagnetize them. How are you doing? Oh, and I've got the cords all kinds of higgly-piggly here. How are you doing? How's your day going? How's your evening going? Because at this point, it's pretty late for you. Yeah, the colors ended up looking pretty good. This was the first model that I actually tried to use painter's tape to mark off spots before I airbrushed, and I think it turned out pretty okay. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty darn good. Yeah, the commission person did a really great job choosing their scheme. And I can't fault them for it. I told them when they first presented it that it was going to look real nice. I can't take any credit for it. That's all the commission, the client, just having really good taste in color scheme. But let's see. I'm going to go ahead and paint up the faces because I have neglected to do. My evening is going okay. It's trying to wind down to go to bed. That's how I feel. My sinuses had been the reason I hadn't been able to go to bed, and they are no longer the reason I can't go to bed. But despite that, I'm still waking up at the crack of 4 a.m. and not able to go back to sleep. And it's very concerning and starting to bug the hell out of me. So, I don't know what's going on. Is there a way for me to... Yeah, and so I'm still not sleeping that great. And... It's weird because once I got the air purifier, my actual sleep quality seems to be better. I wake up and I can breathe and everything feels pretty good. But hey, Isidore, I'm doing okay. I'm not running on as much sleep as I probably should, but I'm doing pretty good. One moment, let me look. Did I even need to get the silver out? It doesn't look like it. That's all green. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Why are your shoulders hurting? That definitely doesn't sound like a fun thing. Okay, so these bits are going to be green, I think. Yeah, Isidore, I'm just working on this commission. I don't know if you've actually seen it, and if you have, then cool, but this was a commission given to me by a client on Reddit after I put up that I wanted to do some commission work. And they came up with a fairly complex scheme, but their attempt on it was pretty rough. They used contrast paints and that was it. So I'm going back through and doing what I can to make it look better. They wanted it basically to be kind of blocked on, washed, and dry brushed. So I don't have to put too much work into it. But there's so many small parts that I'm beginning to think I undercharged them. Any coupon Photon Mono X? That's a good one. From what I understand, that's a good one. It's a solid, I believe, 2K printer. It's got a big build plate. It's really, really budget friendly right now. The only thing I'd recommend is that 2K resolution is pretty fantastic, but it does have its limitations. Nowadays, not the prints, but the sculpts, the renders that people are getting are turning out some incredible detail. And if you want to go small or hyper detailed, you're gonna miss out. But if you're not overly worried about that, then the Mono X is a fantastic printer. I believe it's a monochrome LCD, so it's gonna last. It's gonna give you really decent print times. Sorry, what else would you need to have with that? Hey, Kieran, good to see you. And for doing miniatures, a Mono X is gonna be more than adequate. But if you ever want to get into some high detail stuff, then you're gonna want something better eventually. I have a oh, it's 4K res? Then yeah, you'll be fine. I have a 2K Mono SE, and I mean, to the naked eye, you can tell that they're 3D printed, but from tabletop distance, they look really, really darn good. Good to see you guys. I'm glad I'm becoming your guys' like nighttime stories. Just me rambling incoherently about 3D printing and Warhammer and whatnot. That's really funny to me. But yeah, if it's a 4K, then I can't recommend it enough. I know it's one of Anycubic's earlier lines, but it's a really good 3D printer, and it's one that people widely recommend. And at the price it's at, which is I think $190 US, you really can't go wrong. The biggest thing I know about it is that, over 3D printing, is make sure you get a wash and cure station. It's just going to make your life so much easier. And so between the two, you're going to spend like, what, $300, and which is half of what I spent, and you're going to get a printer that's considerably better than mine, at least for build size. So yeah, if that's what you're looking at getting, I would pull the trigger on it. The stars are aligned, because normally I'd gone down by now, but I've gotten the get things done bug. That's fair. It's kind of like yesterday, the stars aligned for me to catch Doigan Swift because my body woke me up at 3:30 in the morning, and by the time I actually got out of bed, they were still streaming. And it almost aligned even better because I was getting ready to stream right as they were signing off, but then I remembered I had lesson plans to do, so I didn't have a chance. I was hoping they could raid me, and for one day I could have like 90 people in my stream for 30 seconds. But yeah, if you want an example, Isidore, I can show you an example of a 2K print. Just give me a second. I'm getting rid of some excess paint in the in my paint wells. But yeah, so I'm really happy with this one. This one is Fulgrim, and he kind of pushed the limits of what the 2K printer could do. 735 minis needing work done, just needing a base of still on fruit. That is amazing, Pilkey, and it sounds like you need help, and I will gladly help you do all that. I actually would. I wouldn't be too worried about charging you monies. I just want to put things together. Yeah, it's really nice for 2K, but there are some problems with it. Let me get these guys out of the way, because I think they're messing with the autofocus. Like, this is the one that convinced me I needed to get... Oh, no! Oh, yes! Oh, God, he fell! God, I love plastic. Yeah. He fell just now, and this is what happened. His arm moved. I love plastic, man. That's one problem with resin. If resin were to fall, this guy would be in a million pieces. But, like, right under here, these details got... Whoops, that's wet still. These details became just mud. And, that's a problem. Like, down in here, you can't really make out what that is, and that's also part of the printer's issue. But by and large, he turned out really good. Like, his face looks fantastic. I'm really happy with how his face turned out, and I'm gonna talk myself up about that one. But yeah, there's a lot of detail. Yeah, bonk. But like, there's my hand in comparison to his size. I've got a medium hand by most standards. I'm 5'9"-ish. And I've got average size limbs. He's not very big. Let me see if I can find something else you guys would recognize for scale. Yeah, how about a paint? A paint would work. He's smaller than a paint bottle, and or a paint dropper. That's kind of the size you're getting. And yeah, his face turned out fantastic. The more I look at it, the happier I am, because I had a moment when I first tried to do his face where I was like, God damn, he's turning out ugly. But it looks like with some severe rehab, I was able to make him have that smug, stupid Fulgrim face, and that's pretty chill. So that's kind of pushed the limits of my printer. Here's another one, same kind of thing. It's supposed to be a Bloodthirster champion or whatever, but from one-page rules, and he's only been Zenithal primed. I'm wondering if I can find one where you can clearly see that there were, like, build issues. Well, there were build issues on him. I can see that he separated a bit, but that's not a problem. Where's one that, Oh, actually, this one will make, this one will make Kieran and Pilkey happy. Here's a proxy of Ferrus Manus. So, this is a proxy of Ferrus Manus that was printed on the printer. And again, he looks pretty darn good. So, at 2K... Yeah, I know, just... at 2K... Oh, I'm gonna knock your block off! Yeah, and then he met Fulgrim and lost his head. But yeah, at 2K, it's turning out pretty good. You can kind of see the scan lines, especially on, like, the chest. But, actually, there's my other light, which isn't even on. This'll help. Yeah, there we go. So, like, yeah, you can definitely see, like, scan lines starting to show up a little more, visibly on him. But, this is on a 2K printer at, I think, 50 micron whatever resolution. So if you go ahead and get yourself a 4K printer, your printing is going to look even smoother. So a Mono X would be a great thing to get. I forgot I had him. Here's a heavy intercessor or an eradicator. Same basic thing. So yeah, you wouldn't be hurting yourself too badly if you got an 8K or a 4K, and especially one of those. Okay, time to do the eyes. I was kind of hoping that I'd snap off his arms because I need to magnetize them anyway. But yeah, there's a creator on Cults who makes really good proxies of some of the Primarchs and of you can tell I'm still not feeling well. And of, like the Mark 6 Marines. And he did Ferrus Manus. I think he's done Karn. He did Corvus Corax, which I don't like that model to begin with. So, is this a commission or a personal mini? These guys are commissions. These ones were commissions. I love the color scheme and whatnot, but this is not a color scheme I personally would have chosen for mine, because mine are part of my Imperial Fists. But I think it looks fan-freaking-tastic, and kudos to the creator. But I'm doing this as a commission for someone on Reddit who answered my ad for wanting to do commissions. I'm sorry, I'm on blood thinners because I found out that my blood is too thick. And the blood thinners are making me a little bit loopy, and so my speech patterns are probably a little funky right now. But yeah, that's what these guys are for. So if these were mine, first of all, I wouldn't have tried to paint them like this. They'd be done in sub-assemblies. And secondly, I would probably be putting a lot more time and effort into them. This person asked for a specific tier that isn't my absolute best, which is fine. That's what they're getting. That's what they want. So I'm just trying to get this guy to an acceptable level based on the tier that was chosen. Like, I'm actually going a little too hard right now by painting the lenses the way I am, but I enjoy painting the lenses this way, so he's going to get a really cool paint job on his lenses. Let's see. So I was talking with some friends yesterday. Like, I'm really inspired by Doig and Swift to do my own personal Animata VPO setup. And I don't know exactly what I would do with it, given how extremely focused my my channel is. Because, you know, it really is just doing miniature painting. But I thought it would be fun to have. Getting set on, the bug is flown away, and the tired is now getting to me. Fair enough, man. If you need to go to bed, then go to bed. Don't stay up on my account. I appreciate you showing up and popping in to say hi. But one thing that's kind of popped up since I'm interested in this, other than me trying to learn like Blender and Unity and whatnot, is if I were to do an Animata, what would I look like? What would be my avatar? for doing a VPO. And my wife, who obviously has a very biased opinion, suggested that I would either be like a raven, like someone from the Corvid family, or a husky of some kind, some happy dog. And I was tickled by that, but I'm like, I don't want to do a raven because that's a tech priest. That would be fun, but my god, rendering that. Actually, what I ended up going with, just because I liked it, was I drew like a stumpy version of myself, but as with a Mark 6 helmet, because I really like the beaky helms. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of. But yeah, my wife suggested either a Corvid of some kind or a corgi, because she says like I'm happy and I'm peppy and I've got a lot of energy about the things I enjoy, and so that kind of energy comes through. And I was talking to my buddy Soft Servo, who I've known for many years now, and when I told him about it, he just started kind of grinning to himself and said, "Would you be offended if I told you what it is, what I think?" And I told him, "No, go for it." And he suggested that I should be a frog. And, you know, frogs aren't exactly the most flattering of animals, and he immediately felt the need to explain himself, but I was like, okay, cool, a frog, whatever. And he said, yeah, it's because I've got this deep rumble to my voice that just definitely comes out as something of a croak. And you guys are pretty well aware, for the most part, I've got fairly chill energy. He said that, like, the few times he's popped into my stream, it's been very relaxing. And so he just pictures a Corvid Mark 6. Yeah, I know, right? Not Raven Guard, though. I would definitely be Imperial Fist, because Fortify. So I'd have a big stupid yellow helmet on if I were to do that. But yeah, he suggested that since my stream is so chill and my voice is so sonorous, that I should probably be a frog, because he just envisions like a frog on a lily pad. And to be honest, I can't say I hate that idea. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, my general idea... Do I have the music up too loud? I think I've got the music up too loud. Because it's really going in my ears. I'm gonna knock that down a little bit more. I do like the Raven Guard. I feel like they get kind of the short end of the stick with a lot of their stories. I wish that they would write more about them, because they are super neat. But they're not one of my favorite legions. And I wouldn't be wearing anything else. It would just be the helmet, like I was, you know, like the little kids that wear the Darth Vader helmets. That was kind of what I was thinking. Was that level of silly and whimsy. And otherwise, it would just be like a stumpy little dude running around, doing whatever in the overlay. And I would try and get my wife involved too, because she's a frog on a lily pad that's actually a paint palette. That's genius. I really like that idea. I'm gonna have to talk to my wife, because she's the artist in the family. She's the professional artist who sells her art at conventions and the like. I'm just a dude who paints other people's creations. The reeds are brushes, the pond is paint colored, so it looked like an oil spill. I'm Benry Paints, and I'm coming to you from Cancer. Oh goodness. Let's see. Oops, I need a little dot. I'm coming with, yeah. And that is a great idea. I think I'm going to have to steal that from you, Pilkey. I really like that idea. So, that's probably going to be it. I'm going to talk to my wife about it, see if she can get me a mock-up of how I could do a frog that just doesn't look sad all the time. Because I know my voice is pretty mellow, and usually I'm kind of not all there. But I know for a fact that I'm not always depressed. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Thank you for the assistance. I know if I crowdsourced my idea, it'd be okay. And I've actually been trying. I've been trying to watch some video tutorials and move along with them. Look at that! Look at how good that looks. He's got eyes. Pond in an Art Attack studio, perfect. And that's going to resonate with Soft Servo too, because he's friends with a lot of artists, and they're all the kind of like punk artists that do crazy industrial and weird stuff. So it would be perfect. Look at these eyes. These eyes turned out really good. I'm really happy with how that looks. I've got the. It's good. It's good. Good. So now it's time for me to make a huge mess. I'm gonna make a big old mess, because the next thing to do is going to be stain the crap out of them. This is going to be interesting. I haven't done this in a while, and to be honest, I kind of want to put on a respirator, because this paint, this wash that I have, smells like absolute ass. It's very kind of upsetting to look at, because it's just a jar filled with black, and it's got like burnt umber, and it's got burnt umber and black acrylic ink, because I ran out of just straight burnt umber, and it's a little bit of PVA glue, a little bit of Windex, a little bit of medium water, a couple of other things, and it definitely has a scent to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up a bit more and pray that it's still good. Oh, there goes the camera. Goodbye, camera. Let's think about the environment that we in. The environment is going regular VTuber. That is true. That is a good point. What kind of frog were you to pick if I were to go with a frog? I don't know. Because I don't know frogs very well. I don't know much about the aminals, but my brain immediately goes to that shitty frog that was drawn by that, or that painted that by that Japanese artist. Is it Matsumoto Hoji? Oh my goodness. Give me a second, because I've got two immediate thoughts, and neither of them would lend themselves well, I don't think. Oh my goodness. Let me figure this out. Display capture. No, definitely not that. I have screwed up. I have made problems. Hopefully this will remove. Yes, okay. Window capture. Yes. That one. Look at that stupid frog. That was the second one that came to mind. This was the first one. And, I know neither of these would work really well or lend themselves well to being to being an avatar, but I love them. Especially this one. He just makes me laugh way too hard, as you all were just evidenced by. But if I were to do a frog, I don't know my frogs very well. Like I said, the main reason why he thought frog was because mellow and deep rumbly voice. I'm leaving that up there until I can get this this tag or this lid undone. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that piece, but if you have not, be enlightened. This is an old Japanese painting, and with as many good Japanese paintings as there is, I think this one is my favorite. It's too good, and. I don't know. I guess I like stunned you guys into silence with this thing, or I might have broke the internet. But that's that. I love that picture so much. I love these boys. Look at how sad this one looks. He's such a sad boy. And this one, he's just a friend. He's just a friend. He's just a friend. He's gonna go away now. Goodbye, friend. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore actually right now. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I would have a lot of fun figuring it out, and I would probably talk to someone that's a lot more knowledgeable about it than I am, because I have friends who are into the science. Oh, there's the smell. I hate everything. I hate all of this. I wish to never be involved with this again. But let's go ahead and hit this entire thing with this wash. I put my nose over the over the jar that holds my wash, and I'm very upset because this thing smells like Satan. It smells like burnt hair. I've given my dog chicken, and then he's made farts that smell like this. And that's incredibly upsetting for so many reasons. At the very least, I think it's better mixed than it's been in a long time, because I used my my auto mixer that I got for Christmas on it, and it seems to be doing a good job of getting into the crevices. Either you guys are very intently searching for frogs, or I have broken everything and now no one is here. Either way, I appreciate it, because those pictures just made me laugh way too hard. Okay, let's see if I can clean this up a little bit, because there's a lot going on here, mainly in terms of the mess department. Frogs? Yeah. Hey, Tobecco. I was talking about how I'm obviously trying. I'm very excited about doing the VTuber, or not the VTuber thing, the Animata thing that Doig and Swift do. It's inspired me to for one, it inspired me to stream in the first place, but for two, I wanted to learn how to code for the longest time, and learning how to use things like Blender and Unity, and so that's going to be my on-ramp. And I've started learning, but are we starting the French now? Unfortunately, no. Their method of protest is way too effective for me to insult them much further. I'm an American who spent way too long ignorantly making fun of them. But I mentioned the want to do an Animata to both my wife and to a friend, and my wife suggested I be like a Corvid or a Corgi because they match my personality when I'm around her, which is very bright and peppy and happy and excitable and whatnot. But when I talked to Soft Servo, you meant to show off a thing you're doing for another streamer. That's really cool. I'm sorry I can't really stop what I'm doing right now, because it's kind of like eating a messy sandwich. If I stop, I'm not sure if I can pick him back up. But I'm right now trying to hit this guy with a fairly heavy wash to really accentuate all of the low spots on him. But as soon as I can, I will definitely give it a look-see, because I'm always interested in seeing what you guys create. Far more than I am in seeing what I create. This oil wash is going to look fantastic. It's not actually oil. I'm calling it the wrong thing. It's just dirty like oil. Okay, but yeah, as soon as I can finish this, I want to give what you're showing off a look. But we had Pilkey here, we had Kieran here, and Isidore, and I was talking about how my buddy Soft Servo suggested that of all of the animals that I could possibly be for my avatar, that I should be a frog. And his argument was that I've got a deep rumble to my voice, I'm very chill, and my stream is very kind of just chill. And so that's what he was kind of basing that off of. And so they started asking me what frog would I be, because I liked the idea. And I told them I don't know, because I don't know frogs very well. But the one that I think of is a specific Japanese portrait of a frog, or picture of a frog, that just makes me laugh. And I showed them off. And after I showed them off, everyone kind of went really quiet. So either they gave up on me and decided it was time to go, or I stunned them into silence. I really don't know. Oh my gosh, it's already 6 o'clock. I'm going to have to get going very soon, because it's about time for me to have dinner with my wife before she goes and acts as Dungeon Master for her D&D game. But I'm also in a position where I really can't stop. But yeah, go ahead and post what you've got to show off, because I'd love to see it. And if I can get to it before I have to hop off stream, I will definitely put it up on display for everyone to look at. Can't stop, won't stop, don't need to stop. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, like I said, you can see that this is a fairly messy job, and I'm trying to get it all done without stopping, so that the layering is fairly consistent on the wash. But like I said, I started late today. I've only been on streaming for about 30 minutes. Oh boy, he's dripping. I mean, he's gonna drip. That's just gonna happen. But oh my god, this stuff smells terrible. But yeah, so that's kind of where I am right now, is trying frantically to get this guy painted up so that the staining kind of hides a lot of the little mistakes I made and also just adds a layer of depth to the model, you know what I mean? I don't even remember what I just said. Okay. Don't do that, it's kind of not really a secret thing. Fair enough. I'm assuming I don't remember what I was talking about. I got so engrossed in making sure that he was well covered that I lost track of time and space and what I was talking about. Okay. Yeah, I'm completely lost on what's happening. I've lost track of the chat. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Someone in chat is going to have to catch me up to what I was saying in chat. Oh, look at this ugly boy. Look at this greasy boy. I hope that he doesn't mind the amount of grease that's going to be on this boy. Streamer brain be like that. Yeah, you kind of get into that, like, zen moment of talking and responding just organically. In Dragon Ball, they call that Ultra Instinct, but Ultra Instinct is bullcrap. Not really. That's all. There's another name for that. There's actually a Japanese martial arts name for that. And it also goes to, like, doing art and just doing anything that hits a meditative state where you're just kind of reacting naturally. In the Dragon Balls, it's Ultra Instinct. Everywhere else, it's called going with the flow. The thing I posted on Discord, I've not been showing on stream because I want to be surprised at the streamer's audience. I think the chance there's a viewer here also. Okay, then it's going to stay very hush-hush, and I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to continue painting this guy and trying not to whiff the chemical smell that is coming from the jar in front of me. Because this jar smells awful. By the way, I know that I stole this from Doig & Swift, this song, but does this sound like Audioslave to anyone else? I think I might have mentioned that before, and someone had to remind me that the lead singer is dead, so it can't be him. But it just sounds so much like Audioslave. / Stone Temple Pilots / whoever else you're thinking of. Okay. I thought he was in jail for things. You're thinking of another dude. The lead singer for Audioslave is dead. He passed away a couple years ago. Maybe more than that. I've lost track of time since becoming a school teacher. The days just kind of blend together, and the pandemic didn't really help with that. But no, he's not in trouble for anything other than people wishing he was still alive because he was a good guy apparently. Lost Prophets. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know the name of that musician. Okay, get on there. Get on there. Get on there. Okay, get on there. Get on there. Get on there. Yeah, gob it on there. Gob it on there. Because the rest of you is still very wet and I don't want to touch you. I gotta say, the thing I'm most proud about right now is that I have not dipped this brush back into my my paint cup once, which would automatically ruin it and I'd have to immediately go get more. But it's still looking pretty good. This ugly, dirty man is going to be very, very good looking when I'm done with him. I think. Ian Watkins. Not sure who that is, and it's probably a good thing that I don't know. Okay, so get rid of most of that. Now, something I am kind of excited to talk about is that my buddy Soft Servo, his brother-in-law, Chris, is also a streamer named Vermilion City, I think, and he recently got him into Darktide, and Chris Vermilion City had a blast, and so. He wants to play it again tonight, and I have been invited to play along with them. So, I'm very excited to do that. So, once I get back down from dinner, I suppose. There are two celebrities that share the name. One is the Lost Prophets guy who's now in jail. The other is an actor who was in Steps, I think. That's fair. That can lead to some big problems. I'm really bad. I don't know names very much anymore. I've gotten so far away from listening to music and all that stuff that I've completely forgotten a lot of important people and celebrities and musicians and the like. Hit it, 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 hit it. Okay, this thing is eventually going to get magnetized when I finally have some more magnets. I ran out and didn't realize I ran out, and so I had to order more, and they're not going to be here for a minute. Okay, same thing here. You're going to get magnetized. So that means I can cover you. Realize you're also going to get dry brushed, which is going to really help bring stuff out on you. So, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but this jar of wash did not smell this bad when I made it. So I'm assuming something has gone rancid in here, which really worries me because as far as I remember, there's nothing in here that could have gone rancid. It's mainly like, I guess maybe the glue? Could the glue have gone bad? I mean, it's as good a guess as any. Whoops. Uh-oh. Where'd you go? I just lost the feelings. And I don't have my glasses on. Steps isn't a show, it's another band. Oh my goodness. Tobacco, you're gonna... It's just been marinating. It really has, and that's kind of the grossest thing about it, is that I've had this wash now for about 1.5 years, I think. Uh-oh, I have lost an elbow. Oh, no, I see the elbow. I will be back in a minute, guys, because I need to crawl under my desk to get the elbow. I'm so out of it that I mistook a shoulder joint for an elbow joint. But I mean, these things are humanoid-esque. They're not actually humanoid, so I could just be way off. Either way, this part's gonna get snipped. I'm gonna snip that off and attach a magnet to it, and then it's going to get the other part's gonna get a magnet. It's gonna be great. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the crap out of it with some paint or with some of this horrible brown wash. Realize I messed up on how I'm holding it. But yeah, that sentence is real. That sentence has a threatening aura there, Kieran. Marinating. And now it's gonna marinate longer there. Please stop making me say gross things. And we're gonna take that, throw some more of this on there. The only problem I have with this wash is that unless it gets on there really, really good, it tends to pull, like not pool as in create big puddles, but pull as in P-U-L-L, and it takes some of the stuff away and actually makes it so that there are these weird ultra clear, ultra clean spots that the rest of the thing moisturize. I'm glad that that's what you came back for, because I don't think I've seen you say anything since you brought up the frogs. So the fact that the thing that brought you back was getting me to say moisturize is very, very funny. I'm thinking something about Ian Watkins or the Watkinsons. Oh, that's fun. I'll have to give that a listen. I've got to get going very soon, though. I just told my wife that I'd be up in about 10 minutes, and I figured that's enough time for me to frantically paint this stuff since I'm not exactly doing precise work. And then I'm going to have to head off. And by the time I get back, you guys will probably all be sleeping. And I'll actually be getting ready to set up my my stream for Darktide. And I think my favorite part about this, disappointed I didn't see a single frog this year. That's unfortunate. Is there some kind of good luck or superstition attached to seeing frogs? Okay, I've made a mistake. I'm not sure how to hand this off so that I can continue holding it without... There we go. There's the master. So many tadpoles in the ditches. Yeah, that would do it. And so none of them, I guess the fish got, or not the fish, the birds got to them. But yeah, I can see why that would be disappointing. My worst memory, I hate to bring this up because it's like, why would you immediately talk about your worst memory with a frog? I remember being enamored with frogs when I was a kid, because what child is not enamored with frogs? But I also have like a really upsetting memory with them because we had neighbors who lived next door, hence the term neighbors, right? I'm a speaker. I teach English class. I teach kids how to talk. Birds and snakes, maybe raccoon dogs. Oh, okay. I was walking around with the camera taking pictures. That's fair. But I when I was a kid, we had these neighbors, and the neighbor had like 5 kids, like 5 brothers. And I was friends with most of them, but the littlest one was kind of a jerk. And he was younger than me. He was maybe 4 or 5, and he was really out of control, just behaviorally. And I just remember one day I'm going inside, and he's got a frog. He found a frog, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, cool! You found a frog! Yay! Little so and so found a frog." And so he's walking around, he's showing off the frog, and we're all like, "Yay, that's neat!" And then he walks up to me, and he's got the frog, and he's just got it in his hand, and he's got a rock, and he's just like shoving the rock down on the frog and trying to crush it. And the frog is looking at me. Well, it's not looking at me, it's facing me. And it's like its mouth is open because it's just having a rock jammed into it. And its mouth is wide open, and it looks like there's blood starting to come out. And I'm like 9. So I'm immediately upset by this. And I just kind of decide now's the time to go inside. And that's my one big memory with frogs growing up as a kid, which makes me sad because otherwise I really like them. That being said, I really hate to end on that note, but I gotta get going. I'm gonna go have dinner, and I'll be back in, I don't know, 40 minutes. But if that's the case, you guys are probably gonna be in bed. So when I come back, I'm probably gonna test to make sure Darktide and the sound is working. And then if they're not on, then I suppose I'll come back on and stream for a bit until they're ready. But thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with me while I did some detail work and then did some of this stuff. Thank you for the ideas for streaming. I really like them, and I'll definitely give them some consideration. But otherwise, guys, have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.